Hello, ladies and gentlemen, sunshines and sweethearts. Do not adjust your set. It really is chuffing dark, and we really are by candlelight. Because this is a new thing that I'm trying. You know that obviously I do chuffing whiskey reviews. You know that I do the music, Mr. Maddison, and we do big house chuffing quick shots. Well, this is a new thing that we're trying. We're going to throw in every now and again, especially for you guys, because you know, apart from obviously the whiskey, the chuffing music, the beer, and all that shenanigans, I'm also into my esoteric stuff. I'm also into ghosts and goblins and chuffing spooks. And I've had some experiences myself over the years. So, but before we kind of go into what I'm going to call basically Big House Chuffing Spooky Tales, this is episode 1 of Big House Spooky Tales, we need to have something that's going to basically get me through it. Something that's wholesome, full-blooded, just to kind of cast away any kind of chuffing tether that might come from doing this kind of chuffing thing. I need something that's going to give me a warm hug and make me feel confident and protected from all this chuffing weird shit. You know what I mean? So we're supping by Veteran Lazy Oyster Mushroom Chuffing Porter. Chuffing racer. We'll get that chuffing cracks up and then we'll get on with chuffing spooky tales, big house spooky tales. You're in for a chuffing treat. Oh, can't beat a chuffing mushroom chuffing oyster porter by bloody candlelight, you know what I mean? Right, so I wrote down a few things, I can barely chuffing see it. I've got sunglasses on, I'm in a chuffing dark room, so what do you expect? Right, when I was 3 years old, we basically moved to the house with my mum and dad and my brother, where I basically spent the next best part of chuffing 30 years. You know what I mean? Lived there for a long time. Built, I think, in 70s. Pit house. Mum and dad bought it for about chuffing 10 grand. And nice house. You didn't walk around there totally spooked out off your tits or anything like that. It's a nice home and I still enjoy it. My mum still lives there. Upstairs there were 3 bedrooms. There was my mum and dad's bedroom. There was our Scott's bedroom, which was quite sizable, and there was chuffing mine, which was like a chuffing tiny chuffing box room, you know what I mean? And it was alright, but not just myself, but other people that stopped in that bedroom, they had some kind of weird, disturbing things happen to them at times. But we're just talking about my experiences here today. First, on a slightly humorous note, I used to have these chuffing in the bedroom Star Wars curtains. And I bloody Chewbacca on it, chuffing Skywalker, Vader, bloody Han Solo, Princess Leia, all chuffing R2, chuffing Z2, C3PO, you know what I mean? But there was also chuffing Yoda. And some nights, this is not, it is funny, but it's also not funny, not when you're a little chuffing kid. Semi-light, so you could see the features, you could see the face and the features of chuffing Yoda. And he always seemed to be the one that my eyes gravitate, even though he was a good guy, you think it'd be Vader or Emperor or somebody, wouldn't you? But my eyes used to gravitate towards chuffing Yoda's fizzog. And I swear, I never heard him talking, but his mouth started to move. His eyeballs started to move. And we used to have like a stare off. I used to be like drawn in, getting closer and closer to chuffing Yoda. You know what I mean? Spooky. It was spooky. So that's a little bit on the humorous side, but it's a true story. Used to have a lot of night terrors, used to have bad dreams. Never slept well as a kid. My mum and dad were well chuffy used to find me wandering around the house and all sorts, having these night terrors where I was seeing stuff they weren't seeing and all sorts of shenanigans. But one I particularly remember was I had this dream and this monster. It was a man-sized, but big man, but monstrous looking, you know. And he came into the chuffing bedroom. And I thought somebody was still behind me then. If you see all behind me, let me chuffing know in the comments. You know what I mean? We're opening up potential chuffing parcels here. Right, so yeah, this bloody monster come into the bedroom. And I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, he sprinkled this like kind of stuff on me. And I started to just shrink. Until he just grabbed me in his great big massive menacing chuffing clawy clutch. Took light bulb out. Managed to get me inside the light bulb. Plumbed it back in. Chuffing turned switch on, chuffing fried me, didn't it? So that was a nice chuffing dream. I woke up, I didn't sleep the rest of that bloody night, I tell you that for now, so have a quick bloody sleep. It's getting to me shuffing nerves there. Recounting all these bloody old horror stories. Faces. Basically, to start with, I used to sleep with light on. I couldn't have the light switched off, it was just too spooky, it used to just scare me. Then I gravitated to turning the light off in the bedroom, because we found out it's not good for your body to be in light all the time. There's certain things, processes, chemical processes, that your suffering body goes through, it needs dark for. Sleep's one of them. But yeah, so we used to turn bedroom light on, but leave the door fully ajar, so that light would come in. I thought, Lan used to leave like landing lamp on and stuff like this. So there's a bit of light, ambient light radiating in. So you can half see, but you half can't see. And this is sometimes the worst thing in the shuffling lot. But I used to see faces look round the shuffling door. And I used to hear whispers, like... You could never hear what they were saying, but you could hear subtle, whispery chattering coming out of the shuffling wardrobe. True story is this. I'm not bullying you. It's true story. See that flame get agitated, do you? That is my talking is generating this kind of shuffling upheaval. So yeah, I used to hear shuffling, whispering chat. When I was older, when I was in my 20s, kind of subsided a little bit, you know, because what you don't realise when you're a kid, you're very wide open. You're very aware, you're very impressionable, but you don't switch anything off. Everything's fully open. And then one adult say it's bullshit, and another adult say it's your imagination, or you're dreaming, or this, that, yada, yada, yada. So you start to believe them more than yourself, and you start closing these things down. Some of it is dreams, some of it is, you know, like old age syndrome, sleep paralysis and stuff like this, or night terrors. Some of it, you can't really answer it properly. There's something going on. Yeah, when I was in my 20s, I had a book called The Shuffling Necronomicon. And it was a collection of stories by Shuffling H.P. Lovecraft, who were a big influence on Stephen King. And I had it on the top of the bookshelf against this wall, and the bookshelf was ever so slightly cantilevered back. So gravitationally, Newton's laws, Einstein's laws, is forcing that book into the wall. One morning, 2, 3, 4 o'clock, around that kind of time, bang! Great big massive chuffing bang. Startled. Boo! Ears are buzzing, tinnitus. Hairs are up on back at neck. I'm shivering. I've got chuffing goosebumps all over. I was alone in the house. Parents were on holiday. Scott were doing something. He weren't there. I think Scott had left. He'd moved in with his missus. And basically, great big massive bang. Freaked out. Like a small child all over again. Finally convinced myself to tiptoe out of bed and turn the light switch off. And about 3 or 4 feet, 3 or 4 feet away from the bookshelf, in the middle of the floor, there's Shuffling Necronomicon. Great big massive heavy book like this. Is H.P. Lovecraft works, short stories. It's about over 1,000 pages in depth. And a hardback, heavy. Middle of the flaming floor. Freaked out, but I'm thinking, well, maybe I just had it too near edge. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be logical. I don't instantaneously assume it's poltergeistic. So I grabbed the book, put it back. Nothing happened. And made sure it was back. It was pressed up against that wall. The only thing I did was chuffing super glue to chuffing wall, you know what I mean? It was there. And a few days later, week, 2 weeks, I can't remember exactly, 9 days, something. Similar kind of time, not exactly, but bang! Again, freaked out, got up, tiptoed out, turned back. Same book. H.P. Lovecraft, Necronomicon. Jumped off the shelf 3 or 4 feet in the room again. Not opened at any particular page, but facing up, so you could instantaneously read what book it is. In the middle. So I personally think potentially something playing around with it. Why that book for a start is because it's obviously to do with horror stories. And it's not going to throw like flaming Mr. Man book in there, is it? Something like this, chuffing E-Man at Masters at Chuffing Universe. You give me chuffing H.P. Lovecraft, chuffing Necronomicon, you know what I mean? Keep on saying it wrong, Necronomicon. So there was that particular thing. There was the chuffing mouse incident. Now, there's nothing supernatural about this, but I basically, similar kind of thing, middle at night, woke up by some like kind of rattling and noises and scuttering around and stuff like this. So I was a little bit chuffing freaked out, you know what I mean? And the first thing that went through my mind is it's one of those big moths. You know, the ones where they're chuffing Just make sure this phone's not getting too hot. Yeah, because we've got a candle there. Right. So, basically, yes, I thought it was one of those big moths with the furry chest and the chuffing black eyes. One of them ones that looks like chuffing Bono. Looks a bit like me, really. I'm like that, black eyes with chuffing furry chest, especially at many. Finally, I kept on hearing it. 1 minute we're over this side of the room, then it were over that side of the room, then it were here, then it were there, all over chuffing place. Finally convinced myself to get out of bed. Turn the lights on. I had like a deodorant canister on a shelf. Same bookshelf that Necronomicon flew off. And I'm looking at it because I heard something. And it rattled like this. Bloody hell, chuffing, blood pressure through chuffing roof. I'm about to chuffing pass out, you know what I mean? Have a chuffing heart attack or something. So, next thing I see, I got closer. One little paw, then another little paw. Chuffing head like that. Chuffing mouse. Bloody hell. And I didn't want to sleep with mum and dad were in at that point. And I still, to this day, I still feel a bit bad about it. Because only a little cutie went scuttling away. Couldn't grab him, too fast. Put a little mouse trap out. Slept in a different room. About 20 minutes later, I heard, eat morning, chuffing flags and chuffing pancake fruit, chuffing back. I felt so bad about it. But yeah, that was a bit creepy. There was the Orange Men incident. Now, was this a dream or not? I don't know. But I was woke up by a bit of a strange chuffing light. That's how it felt, and it felt very, very still, very, very silent. And I felt that there wasn't something in the room, but that there was something directly outside. And I was like second story, elevated, you know. And let me just have a quick slurp. It's making me nervous, this. Oh dear, I can't bloody sleep tonight after this. I shouldn't have done this. Yeah, I was aware that I felt like there was something going off outside. Well, like that with curtains. And I couldn't see out at first, but as I looked over and looked down into my mum's house chuffing back garden, all about 1.5 foot tall, maybe over 10 of them, little chuffing orange men. Just like munching around, and they're in and out of bloody bushes, and one of them climbed up a chuffing tree, one of them jumped up one, and one of them like kind of looked like that with curves, you know what I mean? I didn't chuffing look hard again. Because you always read them books, don't you, where BFG, where it sees her, chuffing thinks it's seen her like bloody no, and she can't resist, and she has another bloody look. That big hand comes in and chuffing grabs her. I left them chuffing orange men to it. Never trust an orange man. He's either been going on to chuffing sunbed too long, or he's from another chuffing dimension. One not chuffing other, you know what I mean? So definitely something fishy going on. That's what I'd like to tell you today, because we want to keep them fairly short, these little beasts, is that when I moved out of that house and I moved into like a kind of chuffing flat system in adjacent village next door, and that place was actually quite spooky and enemy. It had lots of corridors, and it looked like chuffing inside of some kind of bloody mental institution. Some people that lived there, it was like a bloody mental institution, you know what I mean? So that chuffing dodgy characters. But, and they're always like coming over the fence and bloody siphoning, trying to siphon fuel out your bloody car, and they were chuffing fights out on street. Chuffing right, bloody shit all really. But my room was lovely, it was nice, I got it nice. And me and Charlotte, we did all this first like kind of quarters and stuff there. It was lovely jubbly, you know what I mean? Had some good times. But this is very, very of human element. This is not supernatural. I just thought I'd tell you because it was creepy. Woke up. Didn't know why I'd woke up, but my subconscious has obviously woken me up because it's sensing something going off, chuffing outside, you know what I mean? And I was made aware of like, I was on the bottom level. I weren't elevated, I was ground level. So if anybody got in, they're in. Middle of summer, I was getting up on day shift for work. I was working at the same place I'm working at now, this warehouse thing. And I think it was about 3 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock, 3:15, that kind of hour. Again, bloody Necronomicon chuffing sound, you know what I mean? H.P. Lovecraft bloody sound. And I just sensed something, and all of a sudden, it was like an horror movie. Through the window, through the curtains, because there was a party, chuffing hand, just reaching in like this, and getting closer and closer. And I just went like, like that, and the hand, whoosh. and you could hear footsteps running away. Some bleeder, realising chuffing windows open, just seeing if there's anything on windowsills. I could have had a chuffing intruder. I had words with police and all sorts about that chuffing thing. Told them at work, and they're all saying, they're all been watching too much bloody Steven Seagal or something. They're all saying at work, oh, I'd have bloody grabbed him and I'd have done this to his wrist and I'd have bloody poked him in the eyes and I'd have dragged him in, kicked shit out and all this kind. When you've been fast asleep for hours and you're suddenly woken up subconsciously obviously by an auditory thing, a sound, and you're still half asleep, you've been awake for about 8 seconds, and a chuffing, creepy chuffing hand is the last thing you do is turn into chuffing Chuck Norris or Bruce Lee. You go, ah! I guarantee chuffing say it. You know what I mean? Sylvester Stallone or one of them chuffing dudes might have done different. But right, I'll leave you at that. I hope you've enjoyed the first instalment. Just off the bloody cuff, we're chuffing winging it like we're chuffing usually do, chuffing Big Al type stuff. The first instalment of Big Al's Spooky Tales. If you like it, let me know, because I've got plenty of chuffing more. I've got some more stories to do with me. I've got stories to do with chuffing friends. I've got books that I read that I can tell you certain things, superstitions and bloody ghosts and ghouls and goblins and all sorts. Along with the whiskey, always chuffing music. Have a chuffing great day and a great life. And I hope you sleep well tonight. See you later, sunshine and sweetheart.